The countless hours and struggles, the memories made, the friendly competitions, the myriad of emotions, the expression of creativity, the refinement of skills and knowledge, they all come down to this.
Amidst the challenges, despite the shortcomings, and through the global health crisis, today marks every Filipino learner's victory. Today is a day of rejoicing for the conclusion of another educational journey and the commencement for another quest towards a better life and future. To begin, may we all put ourselves in the spirit of patriotism as we sing the Philippine National Anthem.
Afterwards, let us express our gratitude and offer this momentous occasion to our Supreme Being through a doxology.
This shall then be followed by paying respect to our beloved shelters by singing the DepEd Region 3 hymn and himno ng lungsod ng Olongapo.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Here at last, at the threshold of a new life. Life's about to be different. Our memories will help us see the light. We are all gathered now for one last time.
The moment's finally come to join our hands together to show the world we won. We thank you, Lord, for everything we've gone through. Life would have been meaningless without. Forget the laughters and the tears, the ups and downs through all these years. We have finally realized
realized that each of us is a gift of love. We have grown closer through all the years we've been together, through the smiles and worries we've shared.
We know that God has called each of us to love one another, and so that we care. Let's face the future now and make our dreams a reality forever to last. We
Thank you, Lord, for everything we've gone through. Life would have been meaningless without you. We can't forget the laughter and the tears, the ups and downs through all these years. We have finally realized that each of us is a gift of love. We thank you, Lord, for everything we've gone through. Life would have been meaningless without you. We can't forget the laughter and the tears, ups and downs through all these years. We have finally realized that each of us is a gift of love. Thank you, Lord, for the people and the
lungsod na marangal, sa reglas ng silangan, bayani ang mamamayan. Mga sakit sa bayan, sa puso'y nagnunulay, ipinagbubunyi, olongga po aming bayan. Kapwa-tao at volunteerismo, lungsod na makulay, may kahalaging gabay. Sama-sama bawat oras, sa pagtundad, olongga po ang bayan, ika'y walang katulad. Kapwa-tao at volunteerismo, lungsod na makulay, may kahalaging gabay. Sama-sama bawat oras, sa pagtundad, olongga po ang bayan, ika'y aming tanglad.
Members of the graduating class, advisors, deputy officials, faculty, administrators, and guests, welcome to the Regional Science High School 3 virtual commencement exercises with the theme, Kalidad ng Edukasyon, lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya.
Strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic is definitely a hurdle to take. Academic year 2020-2021 may have been especially challenging to most of us, but this event proves the resiliency and fortitude of the Filipinos in the academe.
To give us words of welcome, it is my distinct privilege to introduce to you the school head of Regional Science High School 3, Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo.
To our school's division superintendent of SDO Olongapo, Ma'am Lailani Samson Punanan. Our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Maylene Minimo. Our public schools district supervisor, Mr. Nestor Baluis. To our dear head teachers, dedicated faculty members and admin staff of Regional Science High School 3. Guests, proud parents, and most especially to our graduates of Batch 2021, a pleasant day to all of you. Today marks the 4th commencement exercises for the senior high school, with the theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. And it is quite special because this is the first batch of graduates to succeed in the different distance learning modalities that DepEd has set in order for education to continue. It has been a great challenge for all of us, the school, the teachers, the parents, and most especially the learners. But here we are today, about to celebrate our victory with the new normal in education. To our dear graduates and completers, you have surpassed the unimaginable challenges that we did not think we would experience. To our dear parents who have been our strong partners, who have committed their time and effort just to make sure their children would attend every single synchronous class and submit every single requirement, my warmest congratulations to you. One lesson that the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us is to rise above the difficulties and strengthen the quality of education amid the adversities it has brought us all. Regional Science High School 3 has been making efforts ever since the start of the pandemic to deliver quality education. The school's enrollment rate has increased by 75 or 8% in 2019-2020 and 19 or 2% in this school year. This year, there are 2 learning delivery modalities catered to our learners. The online learning modality, in which 788 or 81% of our learners have chosen, while the remaining 183 or 19% opted the modular learning modality. Under the modular learning, 181 or 18.8% preferred the digitized modules, while 2 or 0.2% chose printed modules. The school's physical facilities were prepared as well. by constructing additional hand washing facilities around the campus, purchasing thermal scanners, PPEs, face masks, and shields, and the like. Through the continued partnership with the PTA and various stakeholders, we were able to repair and construct the principal's office, faculty office, SBM lounge, and head teacher's workplace, and science laboratories, among others. For the delivery of instruction, we have fully capacitated our teachers to deliver quality online instruction, alongside producing modules for our learners. In fact, our teachers were the first to model online classes in the schools division of Olongapo City. With this, the school has implemented the project PPI-URL, or Best Practices on Instruction Using Remote Teaching and Learning, where teachers have showcased various online learning strategies to fully engage our learners. Moreover, 8 faculty members were successfully promoted: 1 PSDS, 1 Head Teacher 6, 1 Head Teacher 3, 2 Master Teachers, and 3 Teacher 3 positions. In addition, 4 teachers were awarded as Most Outstanding Teachers in the division of Olongapo City, and 1 senior high school teacher to finish her master's degree. RSHS Trust continued to champion various competitions in mathematics and science this school year. The pandemic did not stop our mathematicians like Justin Koo, Jesse Manuel, Andre Mendoza, just to mention a few, from winning in the division, regional, national, and international competitions. Regional Science High School 3 did not only focus on the academic situation of the learners. It has prioritized the psychological well-being of the learners as well. With this, it has initiated the Project Cleanup, lending intervention to nurture growing awareness for personal development. There were around 400 beneficiaries of the aptitude test. Learners were visited and provided intervention with the principal, the head teachers, and the homeroom advisors. With its committed faculty and staff, and with the leadership of the department heads, subject group heads, and yours truly as public servants, Regional Science High School 3 has steadily raised its flag as we deliver responsive education through service and excellence towards holistic development of students, and more importantly, being a caring school, a community of altruistic and responsible individuals towards nurturing a genuine RSHS family. Truly, we have successfully hurdled the challenges that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought us. And may these graduation exercises be a momentous event for each and every one of us. Welcome and congratulations, graduates of Batch 2021.
For the lessons of life, there is no better teacher than to look in the eyes of a learner. Seeing through the lens of the youth is a humbling experience. It will lead us to how the young magnifies experiences and how he will possibly maneuver the years to come.
To bend light to her encounters, to magnify her future, and to deliver her welcome address, Aya Nicole Mendoza from 12 Reman.
Our school's division superintendent of SDO Olongapo, Madam Lailani Samson Cunanan, our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Maylene Minimo, our public schools district supervisor, Mr. Nestor Balois, our school principal, Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo, our dear subject teachers and subject heads, and our dedicated faculty members and admin staff of Regional Science High School 3, and of course my fellow graduates and their supportive parents and their guardians, a pleasant day to all of you. Coming to this first ever school year that is away from the vicinity of our alma mater, I never envisioned how things would later turn out. Yet here we are, bidding goodbyes and recognizing achievements. While the pandemic has posed great challenges not only to our academic lives but also our personal lives, it is still a great relief that we have come this far, hopefully as successful and happy human beings. After all, we have become able to convert this adversity into opportunity. For instance, we have all overcome the pressure from meeting all the deadlines or the anxiety from failing to do so, eventually allowing us to flaunt our skills in procrastination. We submitted all activities, modules, portfolios, and we attended classes despite the uncontrollable factors in our different homes. We have all exerted efforts and we allotted time that is more than what was expected from us. And these have showcased our determination. But frankly, without our resiliency, none of these would have been possible. We have finally reached this conclusion after countless responsibilities and breakdowns without ever completely giving up. And that is a win for all of us. Sadly though, as much as we want to celebrate victories despite sacrifices, this also shows how much improvement we still need from this flawed educational system, especially given the unfortunate circumstance that we are currently under, which is the global health pandemic. This means that our success does not put a stop to our endless call for quality education and an overall better working condition for the students, teachers, and staff, among others. The unconventionality of the present learning modalities is not an excuse to compromise the quality of education that everyone equally deserves. If anything, this should be our inspiration to do better, to be better. Admittedly, it is and it will not be easy, but if we practice the integrity that comes with educating and learning, we will not be lost, and the end of our journey will be more triumphant than ever. Lucky for us, this school year is a proof that we can, even if there are still loopholes to fill. As I officially welcome you to this ceremony, may we always have in our hearts the experience that this year has brought us, whether good or bad. Because for me, I will look back on this soon-to-be memory as the one that is characterized by struggles that I have conquered together with Batch 22. We may be divided by this digital world, but I am hopeful that we remain as one in moving toward our goals, never losing our passion along the way, and well, ourselves. We are all capable, and though easier said than done, we just have to know what we deserve. Right now, I believe that what we deserve is a brighter future as founded on quality education. And this is true for more batches to come. Senior high school may be over, but as implied, our demands should never be. Thank you and welcome again to this graduation ceremony.
As the saying goes, it is in the roots, not the branches, that a tree's greatest strength lies.
At this point, let us lend our ears to the fortress where the strength of the institution lies. Ladies and gentlemen, the reading of the message of the Secretary of Education.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day, wherein finally, our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if We don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug, virtually of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survive and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science, in technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so, we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
For a message, let us hear from our Regional Director, Dr. May B. Eclor. The school year 2020-2021 will forever be etched in the minds and hearts of every Filipino learner as the time when education took a drastic change. The classroom suddenly was no longer the physical structure in the school, but the virtual platform on the internet or a learning space at home. Teaching did not include anymore the chalk and the blackboard, but distance learning activities like online classes, radio and TV-based instruction, and self-learning modules. And yes, the teacher was not only limited to sir and madam, but it also meant the learners' parents and guardians at home. COVID-19 has definitely changed the landscape of the teaching and learning process. Yet, with our collective resolve and resiliency, which is uniquely Filipino, we vowed not to let this pandemic stop us from making learning happen, from ensuring that our children get an education. Through the DepEd Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, we operationalized and
concretized our vision and mission that our pursuit of quality education must continue despite the pandemic. My dear graduates, completers, and academic awardees of school year 2020-2021, you are the products of this unique period in our nation's education history when we were faced with a tremendous challenge in our learning delivery. Difficult as it may be, you still managed to survive and overcome the hurdles and obstacles owing to your adaptability and creativity. This alone makes you winners, game changers, and trailblazers. To our school leaders, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders who continue to brave the imminent danger posed by the COVID-19 virus to their health and their lives every day, just to make sure that our children do not stop from learning, you are the unsung heroes and frontliners of DepEd's mantra of Sulong Edukalidad. Our dear partners in education who have given immense support to our schools, we did not only push through with the school year. We made sure that our children receive quality learning in the face of these trying times. Strengthening the quality education amid the COVID-19 pandemic is not simply about the use of various distance learning delivery modalities. It speaks about the essentials that you continuously embody, such as your generosity and dedication for education. To encapsulate it in one word, it speaks about our common goal to provide the learning opportunities for our children amidst these trying times. Many years and decades from now, our dear batch 2020-2021, when you will look back at this day of your graduation, completion ceremony, or recognition day, you will most certainly remember it with the most unique memory. For one, your day will probably be recorded in perpetuity because it happened in a virtual ceremony. Please do not look at this as a scarcity, but rather as a living testimony of your ability to rise above any adversity. Congratulations, and may God continue to bless and guide you.
To deliver her congratulatory message for our graduates, our school's division superintendent, Ms. Leilani Samson Cunanan Sesopay.
All our parents, our teachers, the school heads, and all other guests who are present watching this very eventful moment. It is with pride and joy that I greet all our completers and graduates in this year's Moving Up or graduation ceremony. This year's theme is Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. It's actually something that we have to think about or reflect on. You know, this pandemic brought about by COVID-19 is actually or has actually brought about a lot of challenges, difficulties among our schools, particularly among our teachers and learners. How can you deliver quality education when there's no face-to-face? And even for our graduates and completers, because everyone is dreaming to have a face-to-face ceremony, attended by their parents, attended by their loved ones, by their friends and relatives, no? But because of this pandemic, here we are doing this virtual ceremony. But you know, there are a lot of things that we can learn from this pandemic. There was once this story which I read, authored by Napoleon Hill, no? It's about the story of a young miner during the time of the gold rush in Colorado, USA. So this young miner was able to strike gold. And then when he found out about this, what he did was, because he did not have the required machinery to dig up the gold, he covered again the gold and then went home. And then he told about his find to his parents, to his friends, and to his close neighbors. So what they did was, they put their money together in order to be able to buy the machinery needed by this young miner to help him mine the gold. So that's what they did. So bumalik sila dun sa lugar, inalis yung, they dug up the place kung saan nila nakita yung gold, and they started digging up until they were able to mine this gold. So ilang gold bars, or actually yun yung raw material. So nakuha nila yan until finally, parang they were able to strike a dead end. Parang wala na silang mamina. So they were so disappointed. Parang ito lang ba yung makukuha natin? So what they did now was, they went back to the person where they bought the machinery. Binalik nila. Sabi nila, we cannot use this anymore. We cannot make use of this machinery anymore. Kasi wala na pala kaming mamiminang ginto. So the person in the junkyard was thinking about this. So he was very curious. So what he did now, because alam niya kung he knew the right person to go to in order to ensure na yung sinasabi nila ay totoo, wala nang habang ginto doon. So what he did was, he went to an engineer. So sabi niya, tingnan mo nga itong mga machinery na ito. Punta tayo doon sa lugar na yon. Sabi nila, wala na daw silang namiminang ginto. So tiningnan nila, kaya pala hindi na nag-work yung machine kasi naka-encounter sila ng fault line underneath. And only to find out na 3 feet away na pala doon sa gold. So imagine, because that person, that young man in the junkyard pursued yung initiative nung naunang miner. So what happened to him was he was able to mine the gold and he became very wealthy. Of course, ano nangyari nung malaman nung actually the person, yung unang young man na nag-mine, ang pangalan niya is Rue Darby. So when he found out about this, 3 feet na lang pala ang layo niya dun sa ginto. But he quit. He quit. And why am I telling you this story? Sometimes we are like this young man, considering the pandemic that we are experiencing right now, there's so many challenges, as I've mentioned a while ago. Some of us have quit. Some of us have given up. Siguro yung ibang mga parents, ay, huminto ka na. Walang magtuturo sa'yo, walang mag-a-assist sa'yo. The other learners, we don't have gadgets. We better stop schooling. The others who are on modular learning, they have stopped also. So difficult, so many things to do, so many things to accomplish, and there's nobody to assist us. So they might have given up. But you, my dear graduates, my dear completers, you did not give up. Because if you have given up, otherwise you will not be part of this moving up or graduation ceremony. And you were able to conquer the gold. And I think that is one thing that we have to think about. For some of us, this quality education is something that is very ideal, that is very difficult to achieve, especially now that we don't have face-to-face. But if you are determined to really pursue your dream, to finish your studies, to reach your goal, then no amount of obstacles or challenges that come your way will ever stop you from pursuing your dreams, your ambition, your bright future, the bright future that you are all aiming for, and even for our parents who are right here, right now. What we have to do now is we have to conquer this pandemic. In what way? What brought about this pandemic? This pandemic was brought about by COVID-19, di ba? So siguro the best thing that we can do is conquer this pandemic into something that is good. Turn it into an opportunity. Turn this COVID into an opportunity by how? By showing first your C, your commitment. Commitment to what? Commitment to become good communicators, to become good collaborators, to become creative, and to become students or learners endowed with critical thinking skills. Use these 21st century skills to your advantage. Now that you may not be on your own because you have your parents, you have your guardians, no, or whoever is assisting you at home, no. So use all these skills in order to turn this pandemic, turn this remote distance learning modality that you have chosen into something good, no. This is an opportunity for you to bring out the best in you. Okay? Oh, try openness. Be open. Be open to different ideas. Be open to different modalities. Be open to different strategies, no? In learning new things, no? In researching, in looking for ways to improve the way you do things, the way you learn. Okay? Openness and commitment. Okay? Or commitment and openness. And what about V? No? All of us, no? All of us, as I've mentioned a while ago, we were endowed or we are endowed with different potentials, no? But sometimes these potentials are not being tapped, no? Kasi sometimes you were so dependent with your teachers. Sometimes during the time when there was still this face-to-face learning, lahat na lang nakadepende kayo kay teacher. Kung anong sasabihin ni teacher, kung anong ipapagawa ni teacher, no? But this time, try to be versatile, no? V would stand for versatility. There are a lot of things that you can do. Remember, you are 21st century learners. So do not just be confined with one or two ways of doing things. You can explore other ways, no? You can be resourceful, and that's being versatile. That's versatility, okay? Then of course, ingenuity, no? Be ingenious. It's like you are all creative, no? Use your imagination. Be clever enough, no? Be smart enough to come up with ways, new ways of doing things, no? Sometimes, you know, as I mentioned a while ago, we always wait for our teachers. We always wait instructions for our teachers. We rely so much on books, no? On what we see in the modules, no? But this time, why can you try doing things in a different way? That's being ingenious, okay? So ingenuity for I, and of course, D for discipline. Discipline is very important. Now that you are left on your own. Pag nasa bahay ka, okay, most of you, lalo na yung may gadget, you're so free to use your gadgets, no? Yung iba, online learning sila, nasa kanila yung gadget. But sometimes, if you don't have this discipline in you, you might explore other, no, websites, no, which may not be related to your lesson, no? Or sometimes you might be spending a lot of time using your gadgets, your cell phone, your tablets, your laptops, your desktops, no, exploring other websites, no, other than what you should be using in order to learn, no? Things that you should get from the net in relation to your lesson. So discipline is very important. And discipline is also very important in trying to manage your time the whole day. Of course, there are set deadlines or due dates in the accomplishment of your modules, as well as in doing online learning, no? But if you don't have discipline, kung wala kang disiplina, kung minsan, palagi na lang nagpo-procrastinate, anyway, teacher will still accept my modules kahit hindi ko ma-submit on this deadline or this due date. Oh, anyway, teacher will be very patient with me, because this is something new. So that's not being disciplined. Okay? And add to that, when you are at home, sometimes you cannot avoid but be expected to do some household chores also, no? So if you're not disciplined, you cannot manage your time well, no? And sometimes you don't have time also for doing other recreational activities like playing, doing your hobbies. So importante yon. So if you turn this COVID, na parang pag narinig mo yung COVID, nakakatakot, di ba? Nakakatakot is something that is dreaded. But you know, kung yung COVID na dala-dala mo is something positive, okay, you are turning this COVID into an opportunity. Not so much as something that will derail your studies, no? That will impede your learning. Okay? So kaya importante na tingnan natin itong pandemyang ito, itong new normal na tinatawag natin ito as something new for us, and we make the most out of this because eventually we will get out of this pandemic. We may not know when, but we should not give up because otherwise, just like the young miner, pag nag-stop ka, hindi mo alam, 3 feet away na lang pala yung gold. Malay mo, nag-stop ka then suddenly because almost everybody nagkaroon na ng herd immunity because of the vaccination, nagkaroon na ng face-to-face. But you stopped schooling. So sayang 1 taon o 2 taon na nawala sa'yo o sa inyo. Diba? So, I know we can conquer this, no? The fears that we have with the help and support of your parents who are always there by your side. Your teachers who are willing to assist you anytime. No? Anytime you need help, they are just a call or a text away. They're more than willing to assist you in whatever needs, in whatever way they can assist you. Okay? So this quality education, mahirap ba siya? Is it impossible dahil may pandemya? Of course not. No? Are you going to stop? Are you going to give up? Because if you give up, then you lose the opportunity of striking gold. Just like that young man. Di pala natin alam. Di ba madalas nangyayari yan? Kung kailan ka huminto, dun mo pa lang. Then the following day, ay, ito pala hinihintay ko. Sayang huminto ako. No? Yung hinahanap ko ngayong, ito na siya. Bakit kundi sana ako huminto sa paghahanap? Okay? So let us not be victims of that. No? Let us not lose heart. Because the only thing that is left for us is yung faith and the hope that everything is gonna be okay. Okay? So let us conquer this coronavirus, which has caused the pandemic, into a clear vision. No? So imbis na CV, coronavirus, clear vision, CV. No? So ganun ang gawin natin. No? Because if we stop, no, if we don't have a clear vision of what we want to happen in our future, in your future, if you don't have a dream, no, that's the end of you. Hanggang dyan ka na lang. So lahat tayo nangangarap. Yung mga magulang natin, di ba, mataas ang pangarap nila para sa inyo. Para ako bilang isang magulang, mataas din ang pangarap ko sa aking mga anak. No? But I keep on hoping, no, and I have this faith in my heart that this dream that I have for my kids, for all the children, my children in the Department of Education in Olongapo City, no, will be achieved. No? Just like the line from the song of the movie Pinocchio, sabi niya, if your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. So lahat naman tayo nangangarap. But we all wish, no, that these dreams that we have will all come true. And why do we have this strong hope and faith? Because we know God will not let us down. God will not leave us. Because eventually, all of these things will come to pass. But if we have that dream in our heart, no, we know that we can conquer all our fears, and eventually, that quality education that we are all dreaming of for our children, for our youth, no, will be realized. So to all of you, my dear completers, my dear graduates, and of course, parents, teachers, school heads, and all stakeholders of education, I thank all of you and I congratulate all of you for a job well done. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. God bless all of us and thank you.
To imprint on paper the names and titles and sealing them may be one thing, but to proclaim our successes and confirm their stand is to engrave it on a boulder. To formally present the candidates for graduation, once again, the school head of Regional Science High School 3, Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo.
I have the honor to present to you the candidates for graduation of the Regional Science High School 3 Senior High School for school year 2020-2021, consisting of 63 male and 74 female, with a total of 137 learners who have satisfactorily completed the requirements stipulated under the K-12 Basic Education Program.
For the recommendation, District 4A Public Schools District Supervisor, Mr. Nestor Balois.
To our Honorable Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Leilani Samson Cunanan, CESO 5, it is my honor to recommend the confirmation of the graduating students of Regional Science High School, composed of 63 male and 74 female, with a total number of 137, for having successfully completed the requirements stated in the Basic Education K-12 curriculum this school year 2020-2021.
And to confirm the graduates for this academic year 2020-2021, our Schools Division Superintendent, Ms. Leilani Samson Cunanan, CESO 5.
By the authority vested in me by the Department of Education as the Schools Division Superintendent of DepEd Olongapo City, and after it has been certified by your school principal that you have satisfactorily acquired all the competencies required in the K-12 Basic Education curriculum for senior high school, I now confirm you graduates of Regional Science Senior High School in the school year 2020-2021. Congratulations to all of you.
The Senior High School Department chose 4 mathematicians as honorifics of the humble community that it has: Gauss, Leibniz, Napier, and Riemann. With the legacies these wizards have left in the world, the graduates surely left a mark in the institution and lived up to its maxim, Scientia Vinces.
Miss Evelyn Molina de Vera, Miss Maria Aurora Abayon Calixto, Miss Maria Cecilia Mosca Idang, Miss Maria May Mamon Pineda. These teachers, together with the education force of the department, have shed light to the path towards their triumph.
And what better way for people to see their illumination than to hold the torches high? Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of Batch 2021.
It is my honor to present to you the Grade 12 Gauss, Kate Aubrey E. Ancheta, with highest honors, Mariela L. Aduca, with high honors, Arthur Ray P. Barrera, with high honors, Rance S. Bobadilla, with high honors, Angelo John Gabriel V. Caro, with high honors, Neswin Xavier C. Ching, with high honors, Michelle D. Crossland, with high honors, Catherine Jean T. Evangelista, with high honors, Gwyneth E. Fortaleza, with high honors, Diana Louise F. Gaza, with high honors, Naaman Abraham Ariel R. Justo, with high honors. Kiana Celine V. Labasbas with high honors. Inigo Gabriel R. Legaspi with high honors. Bianca Angelica T. Mira with high honors. Michelle Louise A. Almanon with honors. Marla G. Andawi with honors. Hannah Margaret D. Capuli with honors. Dane B. Daduya with honors. Lance Angel E. Dahonog with honors. Lorena Carrie B. Jola with honors. Marie Dominic F. Galpo with honors. Brent Oliver M. Hipolito with honors. Frederick Adam A. Ibanez with honors. Luke Christian A. Harin with honors. Charles Ansford P. Joaquin with honors. Domi James G. Hukutan with honors. Jajan D. S. Lazarte with honors. Silveriano Jr. P. Pelete with honors. Edgardo M. Revadillo Jr. with honors. Khalil B. Toston with honors. Nina Cherise N. Anilao. Jose Kirson P. De La Cruz. Jaime Rafael R. Mendoza. Rogie Alvin P. Organo.
Congratulations, my mighty grade 12 gals. As you have graduated in the senior high school, may you establish a solid vision of what you want to become while upholding good values with the right focus, patience, and perseverance. Again, congratulations, and till then.
It is my privilege to present to you the Grade 12 Live Meets. Aliana Fatima A. Alvaran with high honors. Aricel M. Bautista with high honors. Lord Walter Ebenezer O. Bautista with high honors. Eliza Nicole V. Butchan with high honors. Gerald Gray S. Centeno with high honors. Vince Dominic J. Cuevas with high honors. Carl Joel G. Florentino with high honors. Will Christian B. Gigante with high honors. Colleen Abigail P. Hertel with high honors. Daniel Joshua D. Lim with high honors. Ed Kelly B. Macaraet with high honors. Aero John Y. Mana with high honors. Kyla Nicole V. Mancenero with high honors. Jewel Eve U. Mariano with high honors. Andre Iverson P. Mendoza with high honors. Sharon L. Fundavela with high honors. Mayomi Juliana D. Valdez with high honors. Alexis S. Baldos with honors. Juancho Augusto D. Canlas with honors. Reginald Cyril M. Cruzada with honors. Trixie Lou A. de Guzman with honors. Lauren Kyle Del Rosario with honors. Marie Shanley F. Galpo with honors. John Jacob Lyon C. Manala with honors. Mark Neil N. Merahap with honors. Mon Luis B. Oropeza with honors. Adriel Kyle M. Palpalato with honors. Angelian Faith Escolate with honors. Jake Luis K. Remoto with honors. Pablo Noberto M. Reyes with honors. Lance Cedric C. Santos with honors. Elizabeth Rose D. Villaflor with honors. Graduates, I am so happy to share in the excitement of your graduation day. For 2 long years, I have you all like you were my own children. Now, it is time for you to move on to another phase of life. Use all the lessons you have learned in high school. Use it to your advantage in whatever chosen path you will be taking. The famous writer Khalil Gibran once said, "Your children are not your children. They're the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself." Grade 12 Leibniz, this is not goodbye. Soar high and reach for your dreams. Celebrate life. I will always be cheering for you. Congratulations.
It is with my pride and honor to present to you the Grade 12 Napier.
Gabriel Kenneth P. Andres with highest honors. Arian S. Castro with highest honors. Maria Cristina Ray D. Manalad with highest honors. Clyde Rosdale S. Ramos with highest honors. Algen John E. Antonio with high honors. Daniel S. Batalia with high honors. John Ethan Lancelot M. Batara with high honors. Nina Alexandra Berlin M. Cadiong with high honors. Samantha Louise J. Camilit with high honors. Erica May C. Cruz with high honors. Joanna Grace C. De Perio with high honors. Samantha Joy B. De la Cruz
with high honors. Nicole Allison H. Domingo with high honors. Maria Alain D. Estioco with high honors. Irish Nicole G. Gantang with high honors. Katrina G. Gaza with high honors. Shello A. Lanchon with high honors. Angela Julian A. Manla with high honors. Juliana May G. Mendoza with high honors. Cassandra Jewel O. Montejo with high honors. Jassy Van Cleor Navarro with high honors. Althea Faye G. Ong with high honors. Dea May G. Oxales with high honors. Jace Dayan D. Pagalilawan with high honors. Tyron Vince V. Reyes with high honors. Katrina Cassandra B. Sarmiento with high honors. Naya Ricky May T. Tamboboy with high honors. Stephen Harry R. Alinio with honors. Randolph Joseph Alvarez with honors. Joshua Marie M. Antolin with honors. John Edward D. Cardo with honors. Reinhardt V. Dancel with honors. Jefferson B. Manamtam with honors. Aaron John P. Nieves with honors. John Dave M. Pruna with honors.
Isang maligayang pagtatapos, Napier. Ang tagumpay na ito ay hindi lamang tagumpay ng inyong mga magulang. Ito'y palatandaan na sa inyo'y mayroong Diyos na nagmamahal.
It is with great pride and honor to present to you the Grade 12 Riemann. Sen Daylane T. Bantigue with highest honors. Aryan Nicole B. Mendoza with highest honors. Tricia Nicole Y. Paradeza with highest honors. John Ulrich O. Agaton with high honors. Christopher Gilbert A. Baiken with high honors. Nathaniel C. Campo with high honors. Nina Alain R. Canlas with high honors. Liana Charlotte G. Ho with high honors. Sophia R. Coronel with high honors. Brigitte B. Cruz with high honors. Danica D. Dairit with high honors. Earl David B. De Los Santos with high honors. Jenaline May P. Lequinia with high honors. CJ A. Diwa with high honors. Nicole Ann M. Pilarca with high honors. Chelsea G. Garcia with high honors. Fabian Georgette M. Lapus with high honors. Blisilda Jem M. Madayag with high honors. Racy A. Miguel with high honors. Earl Jandiel L. Bengua with high honors. Benigno Jr. R. Victorio with high honors. Tony Rachel G. Belleza with high honors. Jose Gabriel D. Aquino with honors. Madeline E. Caliston with honors. Frances Elion R. Chavez with honors. Rasbel Moise Faye A. De Vera with honors. Drake Y. Edbay with honors. Zia Erin Caroline A. Empeño with honors. Jarlene L. Escobar with honors. Isabel Nicole J. Flores with honors. John Nigel C. Ileto with honors. Eugene Carl R. Mamales with honors. Juliana Erica S. Mangibunong with honors. Pearl Angeli R. Novicio with honors. John Henny B. Sanchez with honors. Austin Mary D. Taniedo with honors. Do not wait for the stars to align. Reach up and rearrange them the way you want. Create your own constellation. To all my grade 12 Riemann, congratulations.
We would also like to acknowledge the parents who have extended their hands for the welfare of the school and its members. Mrs. Annalyn R. Victorio, Mrs. Suzanne Bobadilla, Mrs. Eunice Tahonog, Mrs. Rion Ong, Mrs. Maureen P. Mendoza, Mrs. Olivia Y. Mana, Mrs. Emily Ruth M. Filarca, Mrs. Maria Lerma M. Reyes, Mrs. Bernadette V. Manzanero, Mrs. Annabel P. Herdez, Mrs. Amparo Ignacio, Mrs. Ruby F. Gaza, Mrs. Leslie D. Lazarte, Mrs. Luann B. Toston, Mrs. Rakrisli Mira, Mrs. Zarina Jola, Mrs. Jaisal P. Ikuta, Mrs. Virgie E. Acheta,
Mrs. Sylvia P. Joaquin, Mrs. Norina R. Gabriel, Mrs. Imelda Hokutan, Mrs. Renita B. Daduya, Mrs. Shirley A. Ibanez, Mrs. Leslie Anilao, Mrs. Aline Crossland, Mrs. Paz Shelo Justo, Mrs. Josie T. Koo, Mrs. Estralia M. Farales, Mrs. Olive M. Helicame, Mrs. Lorena M. Yanko, Mrs. Grace Makeshos, Mrs. Lenita V. Chua, Mrs. Irene F. Cabello, Mrs. Larine M. Tan, Mrs. Ron Geraldine Bagaporo, Mrs. Jocelyn D. Morantan, Mrs. Laura Roberto, Mrs. Sheila C., and Mrs. Karen Moya.
An alumnus of Regional Science High School 3 once said, "Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved."
The San Marcelino native is a cum laude graduate of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering in St. Louis University in 2012. He furthered his structural prowess by taking a master's degree majoring in structural engineering at the University of the Philippines, Diliman in 2018.
Stripes on his sleeves worth mentioning are the Kawad San Luis 2012 Award, Excellence Award in 2013 given by San Marcelino Zambales Local Government Unit, and being top 5 in the Civil Engineering Examination in November 2012.
Currently an associate member of the Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines, our guest had his humble moments in Regional Science High School 3 as the auditor of his class during his senior year. He also joined numerous competitions waving the banner of the institution.
Living up to what he has written on his yearbook, this 29-year-old gentleman is a freelance structural engineer and a product manager of SkyCiv Engineering in Makati City. With this, we can truly say that he wrote his destiny, did not wait for it, but made it happen and achieved greater heights.
To Ma'am Lailani Samson Punalan, CESO 5, Schools Division Superintendent, Schools Division Office of Olongapo City. Dr. Maylin M. Minimo, CESE, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. Concern as Sir N. Balois, Public Schools District Supervisor of District 4A. Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo, Principal 4 of RSHS 3. To Ma'am Renita B. Daduya, Head of Alumni Affairs. To Ma'am April Joy B. Albior, Senior High School Subject Group Head. To the rest of the head teachers, faculty, admin, parents, graduates, good day. First of all, I would like to thank Ma'am Rainey, our former 4 Platinum Class Advisor, for inviting me on this wonderful and momentous occasion. Back in 2007, during our high school graduation, I was inspired by our guest speaker, who graduated with Latin honors in UP Diliman. On that same day, I said to myself that I also want to be a guest speaker of our graduating class in the future, and added it to my bucket list. On this day, I can say that I've made it. 4 years of my life in RSHS 3 were all about having fun. Basketball, intrams, JS prom, Christmas parties, field trips, Ganang Wika, etc. My academic performance during that time was not good, but also not bad. We met on the street right after graduation day 2007, and you would ask me what I learned in this prestigious school, or maybe ask me what is the difference between RSHS 3 and other schools in the area. I won't be able to answer it. So, moving to college, I was very afraid that I might end up failing some subjects, wasting some precious time to achieve some of my aspirations in life. People around me told me that I should study hard from that time on, as college won't be as fun as high school. As an alumnus of this institution, I can say that college is overrated. Please do not listen to them. Whatever your grades were, whether you were in the first section or in the last section, RSHS 3 helped me prepare for the college environment. All the subjects being taught in RSHS 3 will be the subjects you will encounter again in college. All you need to think about is your tuition, allowances, especially if your household income is just enough for your family's daily needs. subjects availability, and most importantly, your love life, of course, right? Well, that was how college was back then, until COVID-19 pandemic happened. This pandemic challenged us in many ways, especially for you students. The sudden shift to virtual learning created a gap between those who are well off and those who are not. The cost of a laptop or a computer and the monthly expenses of your internet connection adds a burden to your family. Moreover, this also required some of our parents' time to assist you in studying the lessons. I know that the lessons and activities go on even without checking if these were accomplished by the students or not. But definitely, this is not an isolated case. Still, the effectiveness of this approach depends on a case-to-case basis, as not all can adapt to the self-learning environment. Some would still need to have a physical interaction with their teacher and classmates because some are fast learners and others are not. Just like any other student, I have a very short attention span. That's why in college, and until now, I'm still using my own study technique. That is, for every hour of studying, I focus on the subject matter for 15 minutes, and then try to relax for about 45 minutes. To compensate for this, since I was an engineering student at St. Louis University, and our curriculum is mostly math subjects, I listen first to the concept being discussed and try to solve the succeeding example problems right away, so that I am one step ahead. I can assess that I learned the topic right away once those problems are already solved by the teacher, and check whether I got it right or not. In addition, for quizzes or exams, I do not prep prior to that. I try to relax and sometimes just play games on my phone or PSP. I already knew that this is the right technique for me as I became a consistent Dean's Lister, graduated with honors, and topped the Civil Engineering Board examinations in 2012. But don't get me wrong, I put a lot of effort, time, and sacrifices in order to achieve these things, as my childhood dream is to become a philanthropist, because it sums up all the small goals that I want in life. Albert Einstein once said, "In the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity." In our current situation, you need to discover the appropriate learning method for you. For every topic that you cannot understand, there will always be an Indian guy who teaches it well in YouTube. Use every resource that is available. Online tutorials in YouTube, free ebooks, consultation with your Facebook group chat, or Discord channel. Online classes already play a vital role in your student life, as from now on, this will be a common thing on your academic journey. Gone are the days when we had a normal face-to-face classes. As the next generation of scientists, engineers, doctors, lawyers, and other professionals, you need to adapt to these changes as fast as possible, as you will face a lot of challenges in the real world after college. As you start your new chapter in life, let me give you some pieces of advice. Grades don't matter in the real world. Having good grades will give you a head start after college, but right after that, those will be just numbers. However, make sure that in all the things you do in life, you're giving 101% of your best. If you have had a rough journey in your high school, you still have time to redeem yourself in college. Titles, honors, degrees, and awards are just privileges. These don't give you the right to belittle other people. Although having these will give you some edge, most of the time, soft skills prevail over hard skills. So learn how to communicate with your groupmates when you have a project. Learn to network with other people. Start your time management early. Disagreements can always be resolved. Don't waste your time watching Netflix series, but instead, watch documentaries, tutorials, or anything that will teach you new knowledge or new skills. Learn as many languages as you can, and master as many musical instruments as you can. Maybe try a new sport. In short, develop the 9 aspects of your intelligence as early as possible. Nurture the inner curiosity. Third, just like in business, surround yourself with the right people who are not like you but share the same principles and ideals with yours. As you grow up, you will meet people who are better than you, and they'll be your standard to make yourself better. Lastly, in order to prepare for the next industrial revolution, learn how to code. The digital future is inevitable, where computers will definitely play a vital role in our lives. Regardless of your profession, programming skills will give you an edge in the industry. So, as one of the quotes indicated in your school's website, be one of the chosen ones, the ones that Jose Rizal is talking about. Congratulations, Regional Science High School 3, Batch 2021.
Though our graduates are to fly towards the rising sun, a declaration of admiration, allegiance, and association to its nest play a significant role in being alumni.
Let us hear the pledge of loyalty to be led by Clyde Rossdale as Ramos, 12 Napier.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the honor of my alma mater, Regional Science High School 3. I vow to cherish the dignity of labor and to do faithfully all my duties with industry, perseverance, and honesty. I vow to exercise all the skills, knowledge, and abilities which I have acquired for the betterment of myself, for the welfare of my family, and for the service of my country. Living the philosophy of St. Vinces, through knowledge we win. So help me God.
Our graduates have been through a countless amount of memories, some sweet, some sorry, but these pictures are the souvenirs they will take as they embark on yet another long road.
Let us reminisce the developed films, have a glimpse of what life has been in the past 2 years of our beloved Reggies, and see them off through a tune.
I said, remember this moment in the back of my mind. The time we stood with our shaking hands, the crowds in stands went wild. We were the kings and the queens, and they read off our names. The night you danced like you knew our lives would never be the same. You held your head like a hero on a history book page. It was the end of a decade, but the start of an age. Long live the walls we crashed through, all the kingdom lights shine just for me and you. I was screaming, long live all the magic we made, and bring on all the pretenders. One day we will be remembered. I said, remember this feeling. I passed the pictures around of all the years that we stood there on the sidelines, wishing for right now. We are the kings and the queens. You traded your baseball cap for a crown, and they gave us our trophies, and we held them up for our town. And the cynics were outraged, screaming, this is absurd. 'Cause for a moment a band of thieves in ripped up jeans that you'll stand by me forever. But if God forbid fate should step in and force us into a goodbye, if you have children someday, when they point to the pictures, please tell them my name. Tell them how the crowds went wild. Tell them how I hope they shine. Long live the walls we crashed through. I had the time of my life with you. Long, long live the walls we crashed through. How the kingdom lights shine just for me and you. And I was screaming, long live all the magic we made, and bring on all the pretenders. I'm not afraid, singing long live all the mountains we moved. I had the time of my life fighting dragons with you. And long, long live that look on your face, and bring on all the pretenders. One day we will be remembered.
This year would not be ultimately successful without the efforts put by each individual that make up RSHS. The excellent force of the school is under the wings of Principal 4, Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo.
The Senior High School Department is under the supervision of two master teachers, Miss April Joy V. Albior as STEM Group Head and Miss Leia Ann Pitogo Alegre as Science Group Head.
As for the Junior High School Department, we have Miss Nancy Fe O. Cabarle, Head Teacher 3 of Mathematics, Miss Renita B. Daduya, Head Teacher 3 of the Language and ESP Department, Miss Shifina U. Tagulao, Araling Panlipunan and MAPE Head Teacher 3, and Miss Emma C. Villamin, Science Department Head Teacher 3.
A squad of intellectual people comprises the Senior High School Department's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics group. Miss Maria Aurora Abayan Calixto, Senior High School T3. Mr. Zaldi Jose M. Lazara Jr., Special Science T1. Miss Kimberly De La Cruz Miraflor, Senior High School T3. Miss Maria May M. Pineda, Senior High School T3. Mr. Patrick Belnas, Junior High School T1. Engineer Rachel E. Tablan, Senior High School T2. And Miss Catherine Cañete, Junior High School T1.
With passion and influence, the department's Humanities and Social Science group leads the pack towards greatness. Miss Evelyn M. De Vera, Senior High School T3. Miss Lanefe Advinculo, Senior High School T2. Mr. John Paul C. Gatmaitan, Senior High School T2. Miss Maria Cecilia M. Idang, Senior High School T2, and Miss Rubel Macaraeg, Senior High School T2.
Part of the Center for Science Learning in Olongapo City is the Junior High School Teaching Unit, starting with the Science Department. Mr. Elizar T. Arzadon, MP2. Miss Jovelyn C. Arevalo, T3. Mr. RJ S. Taplas, T3. Miss Jayani J. Layakan, T3. Miss Annalyn L. Lumanog, T3. Mr. Terix Neil N. Lacuata, T1. Miss Maylene S. Libo, T1. And Miss Sheila A. Peregrino, T1.
For the Mathematics Department, Miss Baby Rose O. Aspiras, NT1. Mr. Dennis A. Arcala, T3. Miss Adria Nicole Maldupana, T3. Mr. Mark Joseph D. Dumlao, T1. And Mr. Ian Lawrence C. Malyari, T1.
For the English, ESP, and Filipino Department, Miss Lani L. Ubunge, MT1. Miss Grace M. Domingo, T3. Mr. Mark Anthony Pasobilio, T3. Mr. Jose B. Legaspi Jr., T2. Miss Eloisa C. Datang, T1. Mr. Marvin A. Del Rosario, T1. Miss Florian Marie Interino Villaflor, T1. Mr. Charles Brent Magpayo, T1. Miss Elena P. Soto, T1. And Miss Karen Joy Tan, T1.
For the Araling Panlipunan and MAPE Department, Mr. Roger V. Magtango, MT1. Mr. Rolando E. Alip Jr., T3. Mr. Ian Jason T. De Guzman, T1. Mr. Oscar E. Lapus Jr., T3. And Miss Jeneline V. Lapus, T1.
These people may be working behind the scenes, but their relentless hands have given so much for Regional Science High School 3. Our non-teaching personnel: Miss Princess Pangilinan, ADAS 3. Mr. Lafernan T. Arzadon, ADAS 2. Miss Christine Grace Matira, ADAS 2. Mr. John Carlo E. Arzadon, ADAS 2. And Miss Felicidad D. Elardo, School Clerk.
When parents share a responsibility to help their children and schools' educational goals, it is more than a common courtesy. It creates a community that fosters positive environment.
Regional Science High School 3 would like to extend its sincerest gratitude for the endless support of our PTA officers.
Dr. Arnildo Tamayo, President. Mrs. Annalyn Victorio, Vice President. Mrs. Baby Rose O. Aspiras, Secretary. Mrs. Rosita C., Assistant Secretary. Mrs. Arlene Chan, Treasurer. Mrs. Freyon Ong, Assistant Treasurer. Mrs. Josie Koo, Auditor. Mrs. Maribeth Toledo, and Mr. Philip Hernani, PIO. Mrs. Leia Tumanda and Mrs. Eunice Dahonog, Business Managers.
For the Board of Directors, we have Mr. Marvin Del Rosario, Mr. Roger Magtango, Mr. Prudential Galcin, and Mr. Ian De Guzman. Committee on Finance, Mrs. Arlene Chan. Committee on Audit, Mrs. Josie Koo. Committee on Ways and Means, Mrs. Annalyn Victorio and Mrs. Sheila C. Committee on Program and Projects, Mrs. Leia Fernanda and Mrs. Rosita C. Committee on Traffic Management, Dr. Arnildo Tamayo and Mr. Philip Hernani. For Grievance Committee, Mrs. Leia Tumanda. The officers are headed by the school principal, Dr. Roderick A. Tadeo.
Regional Science High School 3 is a top-tier school because parents and staff work together for the good of the students. This could not be accomplished without parental support and the volunteer contributions of our stakeholders.
Supported by the national structure, this organization helped our home thrive and have written prolific pages for our book. To give this chapter a close for the beginning of a new one, let us hear from our PTA President, Dr. Arnildo Tamayo.
Officials of the Department of Education, Dr. Tadeo, our principal, the faculty and staff of the Regional Science High School, my fellow officers and parents of the RSHS, but most especially to our graduates, good afternoon. This school year 2020 to 2021 had been full of difficulties and sacrifices. it was the first time where face-to-face learning was suspended. Instead, either online or modular classes were conducted. Because of the pandemic, everybody has to adjust to the situation, including teachers, students, parents, and PTA officers. At the start of the school year, we have to start with measly just enough finances to pay for our bills and helpers. At first, we don't even know if we can survive and resolve this problem. We have to believe in ourselves. With the blessing of the Almighty and the generosity of our fellow parents, cash donations for the inn. With the able support of our principal and faculties and the PTA officers. We have adopted and finished some projects like the Project Lingap, which aims to provide assistance to regional science high school learners who need urgent support and attention while on remote learning mechanisms. The second is what we call HUT, H-U-T, which it stands for Head Utility Tandem, which is a collaboration between heads, teachers, and parents to plant variety of plants and vegetables. We have also the project dubbed as Saglit Empleyado para sa Tatlo, a sort of recovery activity to save our remaining school helpers from being laid off. How we did it? Scheduled virtual meet and greet meetings were done from grade 7 to grade 12, class officers and parents. And you will be surprised and amazed to some of their questions like, paano po kami makakatulong? The second is, kanino po makikipag-coordinate? How much po ang pwede po naming ibigay? I am very much willing po to help. This only show that there are so many of our parents and benefactors who want to help in any way they can. And with that, the PTA and the whole of the Regional Science High School are very grateful to them. Alam ko, marami ang gustong tumulong and share their blessings. Another project which has adopted and introduced this year, with the help of our principal, Dr. Tadeo, and faculty, is the psychological evaluation of our students, including the faculties. We all know that this pandemic had brought some emotional and stressful experiences to our students. Yun lang, hindi ka makalabas ng bahay, stressful na yun di ba? And it is just timely to have this psychological consultation. We pray that the next administrations, the new sets of officers will continue and adopt this project. That PTA has also approved the installation of Wi-Fi to all classrooms up to the senior level. And the PTA had also given monetary help to some of our parents and their relatives who are sick and confined in other hospitals. With limited time and limited budget, the PTA can only do this much. We just hope and pray for the continuation of all the projects and activities for the benefit. This pandemic had given us so many challenges and opportunities and teaches us to be more resilient. To our graduates, remember always what you have learned from your alma mater and be proud of it. Use this as a tool for basic foundation of your learning process, whatever career you want to pursue in the future. But most of all, to be a better person. Continue to help and anybody and be a blessing to everybody. Try to be humble and have your life centered in Jesus' teachings, and you will gain everything. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to our graduates and parents. Stay safe and healthy always. Remember, the virus is still there. Have your vaccines. God bless us all. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Thank you.
As members of the Academic League, we are all keenly aware of the disparities between districts, schools, and individual students. The school closings due to coronavirus concerns have turned the spotlight on those problems and how they contribute to the educational inequality in the nation.
Yes, the Philippines is still a nation at risk, but we did paradigm shifts, where we look at our goals and aspirations for education, which are summed up in today's theme, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Within this crisis, we found an opportunity to reshape and fortify the education sector. Hand in hand, may we nurture even more the building of a system that has the capacity to deliver that promise of equity and excellence in education for all. With Ciencia Vinces, this is never impossible.
Once again, congratulations to the graduates of school year 2020-2021. May you continue to uphold the virtues of your alma mater. This has been Leanne Pitogo Alegre, hoping for your welfare and safety.
Today's commencement exercise has truly been noteworthy for everyone. I am John Paul Canizares Gatmaitan, wishing that the Almighty shower everyone with life's greatest blessings.
For the glory of God,
For the service of men,
sulong edukalidad.
Oakville Regional Science High School, our beloved alma mater, leading our ways that light our beacon be in pursuing excellence. Through good times and hard times, we prefer to prevail amidst the struggle and pain. We remain not in despair. We salute our beloved alma mater, nestling here at Subi. We proclaim our prestige. They admire our excellence. We prefer to be magnanimous in our victory. We humble ourselves in times of defeat as we search for untarnished truth. Through ups and downs, our friendship stands, reaching for the highest star is our desire and dream. Aiming for a prosperous world, we salute our beloved alma mater, nestling here at Subi. We proclaim our prestige. They admire our excellence. Oakville Regional Science